Hey there, Kimberly here with Knit for Brains, and this week we're going to talk about some hooks, some yarns, and some really great organizing tips, so stay tuned. All right, first of all, okay, hang in here with me. I know very limited amount of sign language, but I am so happy. So I just wanted to say thank you to my new friend, One, for sending all of our friends over here together, and now we're all friends and we're very happy having this big party. So One, the yarn addict, he makes me laugh. I love his little giggle where he'll go like that. I love that. I love that. So keep a lookout because I'm not stalking him, but I might try to find a way that we can work together. I've got something in my little noggin, so stay tuned, and I gotta ask Juan's permission first. But anyways, I just wanted to say thank you for all of you coming over here. It makes me very happy, and that we're all friends. So thank you, and thank you to Juan. And to your mother. Okay, so one thing that Juan did last week is he was organizing his yarn, right? And he was using these 2-gallon, I didn't even know that they came this big. And I was like, oh, what a great idea. Now, to be fair, it hasn't been until recently that I've had enough of the same yarn to put all in a bag like this and to organize it. I've had like, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here. But as I've gotten better in crochet, and I've really only seriously been crocheting since like COVID. Really. I mean, before it was sort of like a little hobby, but I didn't do it every day. Now I do it like every minute of every day, all the time. And so I would go, oh, that's a pretty yarn. Let me get a couple skeins of that. And it wasn't until, I don't know, a little bit into my journey that I realized, you know what, sister, if you want to actually make something, you got to have more than that. And you can't get all variegated yarns. And so I have grown up in my little yarn and crocheting and knitting journey. And now I understand you need to have a lot of the same to make anything. And so thus, I'm like, well, that doesn't really work for me because all my stuff is different. However, this past weekend, I was doing a little bit of a yarn destashing organizing, and I was able to find, I didn't even know I had this stuff, LionBrand baby alpaca, and they still make it, but I ended up buying enough of it to make, I think I was going to make the Brit a sweater, and I found it all, and I was like, yes! So thank you, Juan, for my little, because they're reusable. I found them on Amazon. I think he found this at Walmart is what he said. I got 3 or 4. I might have actually gone through one already, but 3 or 4 boxes for like, I think it was maybe 20. So if it was like $5 a box. So I don't know, maybe that's expensive. If you can find it cheaper, you tell me, you let me know where. Anyways, but I was like, what a great idea. So I put all of my yarns in the bag. And I'm going one step further. I'm going to put the pattern in the bag. So everything, so I can pick it up and go, here's the yarn, here's the pattern. I thought, well, that's kind of a cool idea. So I sort of, I took Juan's idea and then I took it a step further, I think. Anyways, so I thought, well, you know what? I do have yarn coming. I just hasn't been here. It hasn't arrived today. So in the meantime, I'm just going to bag up a little bit of yarn that I do have. And yeah, but that packs up really nicely, doesn't it? I actually have those little travel bags that just suck all the air out of, and that could work out really well. But anyways, so I loved this idea. And if I really wanted to, I could even write what kind of yarn it was up here. Brilliant idea. And last week, I had got some LionBrand kits, right? And I was like, there's no pattern in here. LionBrand, at least, I'm just telling you, at least need to include a postcard so that I can remember what the pattern was. If you're not going to give me the pattern and I have to go and look for it, okay, fine. But anyways, so to go back on that one, this was the yarn. This was the Ferris wheel yarn, and this is the pattern that I'm supposed to do. So I had to go back to the website, find the pattern, and then I printed it out. And yes, it wasn't very, it wasn't very long, but I loved the idea of having it all together. So all I have to do is grab it and go, all right, this is what I'm making. Here's my yarn. I'm ready to go. Anyways, so that was that one. The other pattern that I got was this Fair Isle coat. And that's exactly what it's called, the Fair Isle Coat. So again, I had to go to the website, print out the pattern. It wasn't, you know, super, super long. It's like 4 or 5 pages. And then I have the yarn. Now, I do need 6 skeins of this, so I had to do 2 bags. But still, I was like, dude, that's a great idea. And I don't know. Maybe someone else is out there doing this, and good for you. But, you know, this way, because I always find like, oh, what was I making with that? Like, what was that pattern if I walk away, if it's a WIP? Right now, it just stays all nice and easy together. And the reusable, because I do like to reuse. So I would take this whole thing, and I'm just going to put it into one of my project bags, and off I go. Along with this wonderful little Notion bag, which, by the way, this guy, I showed this last week. I got this from We Crochet. Now, I've added a couple things. I bought an extra pair of their scissors and their tape measure. What a great kit. And look, it's just like perfect. I'm all about organizing. So everything that I need, except for my crochet hooks, you know, or knitting needles, whatever I'm working on, is like right here. This is my Notions bag. So I see this, I take this, I put it into one of my craft bags, and I'm ready to go. I'm organized. I love, love, love this. I'll include the link below. These were on sale on Leap Year Day, but these are on the We Crochet site. They might still be on sale. What a great deal. I don't know. Maybe someone else out there is making these things, but I love this. The quality of the bag, it's really nice and thick and sturdy. All the things inside are super thick and sturdy. And as I told you guys before, you can never have enough scissors and enough tape measures. Now, my favorite, the scissors that came with this kit are just these guys. And that's fine. My favorite scissors, and these were on their website. They were separate, but I bought them. They look like little eyeglasses. I love them because they're super easy to travel with. They don't take up any space, and there's no sharp ends. You basically pull it out, boom, and you open it like that. Done. And then when you're done, you close it up. Watch your fingers, but even that's pretty easy. And then you close it up, boom, done. Yes, by the way, yes, you can travel with these, and knitting needles, you can even travel with these as well. And then the other thing that I did buy separately, but there was also one in this kit, was a little tape measure. Everything else was in this little kit, and it's just so great. I mean, I'm very excited about this. So I'm getting ready for my trip. I'm getting everything organized. I'm looking at what I want to do, what I want to bring. I'll show you the thing that I'm definitely bringing. So I got this yarn last week. Thank you, Juan, on We Crochet. This is the Upcycle Alpaca Blend. This was on sale. These are all the yarns that I need for the sweater. Now, the pattern doesn't fit in here yet, but the pattern is in this cute little box, or this little book rather, right here. And it is called the Leading Lady Duster. That is what I'm going to be making. So I got my yarn, I got my little Notions kit, boom, I got my pattern. Except for my crochet hooks, I'm set to go. Now, you all remember last week that I finished my Cinnamon Swirls cake. Remember, I had the 4 strawberry swirl, jam swirl, and berry, something like that. And I made this Raglin sweater. And it's more like a kimono. It's adorable. I even wore it last night for dinner. My mom's like, oh, that's so cute. I was like, oh, thanks. Somebody had asked about a pattern for this. And I just did 2 hexagonal squares together, seamed them down the back here. So my hexagonal squares are over here. There's one. And then the other one is over on this side. And then I just added a border, a crochet border on the end of this arm. I added some extra rows down here at the end of the square to give it some length, to make it as long as you want it. So those guys there. And I just added a cuff. Oh, and then I added a border around here. But it's really cute. I think it's very cute, very colorful, but I still had like maybe a skein and a half total of all the 3. And I was like, what am I going to do with this stuff? So as I was going through all of my organizing and, you know, moving through stash and balls and yarn and organizing and all this weekend, I came across this Adore yarn that I've had for a while. I don't know why I think I got 3 or 4 skeins of each color. It is by Plymouth Yarn. It's 100% nylon. It's really more of like a novelty yarn, but I thought maybe I was thinking of like a plush, some animal thing or whatever. I had it in an orange, I had it in this turquoise blue, and I had it in this red. And I have, like I said, 3 or 4 skeins of each one. And I was tooling around on YouTube and Pinterest, as I do, finding ideas. And I saw this woman who made a scarf using, this is all I have left of it, the Cinnamon Swirls cake. And I went, wait, what? Now, she wove it. Now, she used her, I don't know if she had a samplet loom. She had a loom. I have the Ashford samplet loom, which is a very small size. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, if you've ever gotten into weaving or thought, maybe I want to, start small. Knowing what I know now, I probably would have gotten a little bit of a larger size on the samplet, because if you're going to need to make a sample or like a swatch sample of something before you make the larger garment, that's what this is for. That's the name samplet. I found it on the LionBrand website. I'll include a link and you guys can take a look at it. Knowing what I know now and how much I really enjoy weaving, I probably would have gotten a size up from that so that I could actually make other garments. But that's okay. So I went ahead and I've included little videos here where I used this as my warp. Now your warp is the strings that go, or the yarn, whatever you're using, that goes, what are you going to say? Like parallel, right? Perpendicular. And the weft goes east and west is how I remember it. And that's the part that goes horizontal. So I use this as my warp. And then I use these guys as my weft that went across. This took me yesterday, probably 3 hours total. What'd you think? I dig it, right? So you can see these are the colors down here at the bottom. And the fringe, that was all different lengths. So this is a little bit shorter than I normally would go. I might end up making these into tassels. I'm not really sure. But I used this as my warp, and then I just brought in, but I was like, whoa, that is cool. I was kind of impressed, and it's really soft. It is super duper 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 soft. So I don't know if I'm going to make it into like a Mobius or whatever, but that's what I made this weekend. If you haven't tried this yarn, this is the Cinnamon Swirls. It's available at Michael's. It's by Karen Cakes, and I love it. I've seen a lot of people using this. I used the 3 different colors. I had 4 skeins. I still have a lot left, and I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I could actually make another scarf with this. I probably have enough to do the warp, to do like one more. Let's talk about some other organizing ideas. So I got this pattern I might be doing for the Brit. Not really sure if I am or not. But I've got the yarn for that. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in a bag while I'm sitting here chatting. I do have some books that I just ordered that just arrived, and I wanted to talk to you about those guys as well. I just love this idea. I just don't know why I didn't think about it before. You know, you watch these things, and every now and then something just clicks, and you're like, why didn't I think of that? Okay, so a couple things are happening. I did get some new books this week, and I wanted to show you, one of which just launched about a week or 2 ago. I was talking about amigurumi, and I am not a big amigurumi person. A lot of people out there are, and I think that's fantastic. It's just not my go-to. I just don't have kids around, and I like to make garments for myself or other people. But I have ordered several patterns from this particular designer on Etsy. So I got an email that she was launching, I think there might be a couple people in there, launching a book. And I was like, now this, I love these patterns. I love gnomes. These are really cute. And it just came out. It arrived for me like 2 days ago. But it's really nice binding. It's called Amigurumi Gnomes, and it's by Muffycorn. Now, the good thing is I've bought a lot of patterns from her, and I'm like, oh man, are they going to all be the same patterns? They're not. They're all totally different, and that made me very, very happy. But they're very similar in style. So this is basically all the patterns that you get in the book. So you've got your Christmas or your holidays, you got your little Easter, you got your pumpkin fall. This one here is your orange. So you have a whole fruit series. There's an orange. This one is your Halloween. This is your strawberry. This is a bluebell. Valentine's Day, tulip, Christmas, and that was an apple. And then they have these cute little things here, and then they have these little books. Really fun, cute little patterns. And so I just got this. And she uses the shippies or sheepies. I don't know how to exactly say that. The stone, this is, I think, using the stone wash stuff, which if you look up in that those little containers up there, those are the sampler kits that I have. But I actually do have a lot of this yarn that I got from, I think, I don't remember where I got it. It might be Lovecraft, somewhere I got it recently. Anyways, so I thought, okay, you know what? I don't like doing all amigurumi, but there's a couple that I really like the patterns and the designers. So I'm going to push myself because I have these books and I have some other great amigurumi patterns from other designers. And I buy the pattern and then I never make it. So the other pattern designer that I really like is called Knot Monsters. Knot Monsters makes them really cute. They have like a whole series of balloon animals and they have anatomical things and fun. I think they even have food, sushi, different things like that. So designers, they kind of go with different styles. Mufflecorn, she does these cute little gnomes. And I just thought they were super cute. So I got the book. Yay. So that's a new one I got. Then I got a couple others that are not new, but they popped up in my feed and said, you should take a look at this. Now, I'm a sucker for granny squares, but this is a modern guide to granny squares. And this is a company called Interweave. But these aren't your usual granny squares. And we're coming up on International Granny Square Day, I believe. But I thought, you know what? What I love about these kind of books is, let's say that I want to make a granny square sweater or a blanket or something like that. Last year on one of our other cruises, I took a granny square sweater with me. And each day I just made the granny squares. But I can go through the book and go, I like this one. And I like, and you can kind of mix and match them. That's what I like about these kind of books. And what I like about granny squares. I don't like the weaving ends. I don't like to weave in the ends. But I do like that, to me, it doesn't get boring. Because you're like, I'm going to do this one, then I'm going to do this one, I'm going to do this one. And I can get a granny square, depending on how intricate it is, done like in an hour or two. And this one had this cute little thing going on here. And then you can even make afghans and pillows, and it gives you, here's some cute little animals. And, they have books that are just about granny square animals. But again, I don't have a lot of grandbabies right now. Maybe down the road I will. But I thought that's a cute idea for a granny square. The rainbow and then, having the little tassels coming down. I was like, that's super cute. So I'll probably end up making that, and that's going to take no time at all. This one was really cute. So you can either just make the granny squares or you can do something like that and make a pillow. That was fun. So anyways, so I got this book and I'm excited about this. And like I said, this is not a new book. I don't know when it was published, but it popped up in Amazon and said, you might like this. And I said, you know what? You're probably right. It came out in 2020. It came out in 2021. 2021. So it's not new to me. Now it's new to my library. Very good. Alrighty. Here's another one that popped up in my library. And said, oh, you might like this. And Leisure Art, they've been around forever and ever and ever. And I am not super proficient in waves and chevron patterns. And I thought, ooh, I need to learn more. So I saw this thing pop up. And I thought, ooh. And it was weird. It popped up on it's called Oriental Trading Company. If you guys have heard of that. I don't know why it popped up there, but I'm like, no. So I looked it up on Amazon and I found it for less and faster and no shipping. So I got it there. But anyways, it's called 154 Wave Patterns. Quick and easy wave, ripple, and chevron patterns. So again, this is one of those books that you can go look, kind of like the Granny Square book, where you can look at it and go, I want to do this. So if you're into kind of making your own patterns, or you want to make like a baby blanket or a bedspread or something larger, something smaller, or even clothing, and you're like, you can just kind of flip through it and go, ooh, I like that pattern, or I like this pattern, whatever it is. Now, the only thing that it's missing, and maybe this is more of a European thing, I love charts. I love charts. In this Granny Square book, you will notice it gives you a chart. So sometimes if the instructions just don't make sense to me, it's like not getting through my walnut, all I have to do is find this guy down here and I'm happy and I'm good. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. And so each one of these granny squares also comes with a chart. Not only that, but it's color coded to the color that they suggest that you use. You don't have to use those colors. These charts make sense to me. This book doesn't have the charts. And again, maybe that's a European versus an American thing, because you'll find a lot of times that I find these really great patterns that come out of Russia or Japan. I've even seen, you're like, I do not understand Russian. I don't understand the language and I don't understand Japanese, but show me a pattern, show me a chart. And I'm like, I got that. So a lot of times, or if someone maybe isn't a great pattern writer, they will include a chart and you go, oh, okay, that makes sense. But maybe that's when they're translating over from like some other language over to English or any other language. It's more of that universal language. Anyways, I'm excited to check those out and see how that works. The other thing that arrived in the mail, which I didn't expect, and I had to explain this one to the Brit, I was like, I didn't order that, was this guy. And it says, I am not a yarn hoarder, I am the curator of an extensive private yarn collection. And I was like, oh, and I thought, oh, did one of my subscribers send me that? How did they get my address? That's creepy. Sweet, but creepy. As it turns out, it wasn't. But I was in the midst of going, I did not order this, because a lot of stuff comes to our house, as you can see. Like, I've got 3 orders of yarn coming this week and some hooks, which we're going to talk about hooks in just a second. And I was like, I didn't order this. I didn't order this. And no sooner did I tell him, I was really trying to plead my case, that I got a text from a very dear friend of mine saying, I see something arrived on your doorstep. And I was like, you did this. And she doesn't crochet. Well, she does, actually. She does. She lives back east. But every now and then we just send each other little fun gifts and stuff. And so this is it's just a notebook that I can write notes about patterns that I'm making, yarns that I'm using. So this is actually a really fun book. I'm super happy about this. And it also gives you a place to put your name and your phone number, because this is going to be a very valuable book and I don't want this to get lost. But, so this would be something I would just stick in my little craft bag. But isn't that sweet? See, sometimes if you put it out there, you get stuff in the mail that you didn't even know you were looking for. That's the exciting stuff. All right. One more thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. O-Fire hooks. They are my go-to. They are my jam. I love the O-Fire hooks. They are affordable. Now this week, and I don't know how long it's going to last. I don't know when it's going to launch, but their crochet hooks, I'm going to bring them over to you. This is my O-Fire collection of hooks. Aren't they beautiful? And so pretty. I just like to look at them and go like this. These hooks are normally $16.99, which are very, very good price. If you look at them against, like the Furls hooks, any of the other ergonomic hooks, they are a great price point at the full price, which is $16.99. Why do I like these hooks? People are like, why do you like them so much? I'll tell you, I did some extensive work and look at these. Now, I like the tulip Etimo hooks. I did a review a long time ago before I knew different. And I love the Etimo hooks. Still my go-tos. They're fun. The reason that I like these O-Fires against the other ergonomic hooks out there predominantly was the size of the hook, the tip here. Notice how it's really nice and sharp. When it's duller and rounder at the top, it tends to split the fibers of your yarn. And I don't like that. So because the yarn ends up getting frayed, and you don't want to split your yarn anyways. So that's one of the things I really liked. The other thing that I really liked was the fact, there we go, that the neck, this guy right up inside here, this is the neck, this is the shaft, right? That the neck is deep. So as you're digging in there, you're going to be able to catch all of those yarn strands. And if you're doing a smaller stitch, it's easy to get up into those. Sometimes with the smaller stitches, it's really kind of hard to get into these. So these are the O-Fire hooks, and I love these hooks. O-Fire makes 2 different kinds of hooks right now. They make the resin hooks, which are these guys here, and they make the wood hooks. The wood hooks are a little bit more expensive. They come in, I think, at $48.99. They're wood, right? But they're still wonderful, beautiful hooks. I don't think I have any of the O-Fire wooden hooks. I do have some of the Furls wooden hooks. But as far as the resin, when I compared resin to resin with the furls against the O-Fires, these being the O-Fires, for me, hands down, it was O-Fire. Absolutely loved them. Now, you will find, because the resin material, this is one of the Barbie hooks, because the resin material itself, when you get up into the neck and you get into the smaller sizes of the hook size, smaller being something like a 3.75, a 3.5, lower than a 4, this area tends to be kind of compromising. In other words, it's kind of thin and it has more of a tendency to snap. So you're not going to find your resin hooks typically in the smaller sizes. You might find the wood in the smaller sizes because it's a little bit more durable. There might be, and I can't say anything more than that because I signed an NDA agreement, there might be another hook out there that is coming out in the smaller hook size in a material that can withstand the tension, that it won't break the hook tip. Okay. And when that comes out and when I'm able to talk to you about it, I'm going to bring it to you. I'm going to be all excited about that. So why am I telling you this? Because I love the O-Fire hooks. But you're not going to find, I'm trying to find a small 4. You're not going to find a resin hook. This is a 4.5. This is a 4. You're not going to find a resin hook that is lower than a 4 in weight, or in the gauge rather, just because it's going to compromise the tip and it's probably going to snap off. Okay. This is a 4 of the O-Fires. But why do I like these? I love the feel of it. It's got really good feel. It's resin, so it's lighter. It fits really good. Now, I am a knife holder, so I hold my hook this way. Some people hold it as a pencil. Either way, that's totally fine. Again, you've got that really nice sharp head right here, and then you got this nice deep neck up inside here. So your yarn is going to get grabbed right up inside there, and it's going to work really well. And then the measurement is stamped and painted in here, so you can absolutely see what you're looking at. Now, additionally, each one of these hooks comes in a tube just like this, without you even asking. As they ship it, it just comes just like this. And there's this little cork, little wood ending at the bottom, and it's got a little bit of foam in it, so it's like wood with foam. And then, so when you get the hook, it's shipped just like this. So, and it's on a little piece of foam here at the bottom. You could maybe see that. Can you see that? There you go. See that? This guy sits right inside, so it's not going to break in transit. And then this guy sits just like this. And this is how they come to you, right? And if it has like the size 4, this is a 4. They have this little cute little foam donut that fits around the top so that it's not going to break this. So the shipping on these things is really fantastic. You can travel with these. You can take these with you, and they work really well, and they keep the hook really, really safe. And if you want, you can buy extras of these hooks. But for every hook that you buy, you get one of these containers. So I have got, oh la la. So for every hook that I have one of these things. I know. Do I have a problem? No, I don't really have a problem. Each one of these represents one of my O-Fire hooks. Now, why do I have so many of them? They came out earlier, maybe a month or two ago, earlier in the year, with their Kaleidoscope, where you could actually buy the whole entire collection of the hooks. I got the Kaleidoscope Collection, which is why most of these bright colors are the Kaleidoscope Collection. And basically, they have what they call the birthstone collection. So for each month, you have it. So for instance, this is Sapphire. This is my birthday month. So I ordered this one separately. And honestly, I don't know all the birthstones, so I apologize. But that's why I got so many of these, because I ordered the Kaleidoscope. Now, if you don't want the Kaleidoscope, they also had one called the Unicorn that came in a lot of like the pinks and the baby blues and stuff like that. I think the Unicorn was more maybe like these colors. And then they had the Citron collection, which was more of like the oranges and the reds. And so you had a lot of these colors going on. And maybe it had some yellows, I don't remember. Anyways, I'm a Kaleidoscope, I'm a rainbow girl, and I love them. Reason I'm telling you is this week, and I don't know when it's going to happen, check out their website. They're offering their Oops sale. And this is very limited edition. They only do it, I think I saw it happen in December when I first started looking at O-Fire hooks, and I actually got some Oops hooks. They sell them at $8.99 a piece. Now this was a limited edition Beetlejuice hook, And this was an oops. So this hook cost me $8.99. The reason it's an oops is just because mostly the color. For whatever reason, she didn't like the way the color came out on this, she being Ashley, which is the owner of the company. And so I got this one for $8.99. So this week they are doing an oops sale, and these hooks are going to be $8.99, but they sell out fast. Now, I think the oops hooks are going to be what they call the birthstone hook. So these guys here. And it might just mean like there's more glitter down at one end, or the color doesn't swirl through nice and even. Whatever it is, Ashley, the owner of O-Fire, didn't like the quality and didn't feel it was up to standards, up to snuff, and so she didn't ship it. And so that's why. But the integrity of the neck, the hook, the hole, all of this part here is all going to be the same. It's all going to be the same. So I invite you to check it out and see if there's anything. And I would just say get whatever sizes they have, because when they're gone, they're gone. Now they're also going to be offering, I believe, oopses on their, let me take out my little stuff here. This was an oops yarn bowl that I got from them. And so the yarn bowls are normally $42.99 or something like that, made out of resin. I got mine for, I think it was like $21.99. I have no idea why it was an oops. I'm using it right now as like a little storage holder. I have no idea why it was an oops. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there was something about the bottom. Maybe this wasn't centered or something, but it still works perfectly fine. But this was their yarn bowl. So they might be offering yarn bowls on their oops sale as well. And they might be offering a deal on their hook holders. So this one here is, I believe it's called Blush or Rose Gold, Rose or something. I might have been called Rose. So I'm stalking the website, waiting for them to go on sale so I can fill this guy up. As you can see, I have a few holes. I have 3 holes left on this one. So that means I have 17 hooks because this has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This has 20 holes in it. And I actually did order their new Winter Wonderland. It was a limited edition over Christmas. And it is now part of the regular collection because people were asking. So I ordered that. So that's going to go in here as well. So I have enough room for 22 more hooks. Am I going to get 22? No, probably not. I'm going to get whatever I can. But anyways, so that's the O-Fire hooks. And I wanted to just let you guys know that hopefully you can get in there on the oops sale if they're still out there. Grab what you can while you can. Even if you miss it, that is okay for the bargain basement price of $16.99. And I say that because this is a resin ergonomic hook. These are the best that I found, and they are a lot more affordable than some of the other hooks that are out there. Furls just raised their prices, and I do like Furls, but I don't like their resin hooks. I'm not a fan of the resin hooks. I've had some arrive that were actually broken when they arrived, and I don't like the shaft. The head is just not, it just doesn't work as well for me. I do, however, like the Furls Streamline metal hooks. That guy I do like. That guy is this guy here. I've actually gotten a couple of these. It is heavy though, and it's cold because it's made out of aluminum, but I do love these. These guys I do love. These, if they were to make these in a smaller size below a 4, that would work, okay? It's hard to find a size below a 4 in a hook. It's hard to find those. If I find it, I will let you know. A lot of you, and thank you, who have joined my Facebook page, and that is Kimberly at Knit for Brains. Please go ahead and make sure that you do join that Facebook page, because any patterns that I make or anything that I find that is super cute and super fun, whether it's free or whether it's paid for, I'm going to post on the Facebook page. And I'm trying to be more interactive with that. But a lot of people are getting in and they're sharing and things like that. So thank you so much for joining. Go ahead and head over there if you want to take a look and see some of the patterns. I had made a shawl with the coconut cakes, the Karen's coconut cakes, and everybody was like, that pattern is adorable. That pattern is over there on the Facebook page. Additionally, if you're not aware, On the YouTube page, you have the videos, you got the shorts and different things like that, but there's also something called the Communities tab. Now, the Communities tab is sort of like a Facebook platform in a way where I can make posts. And so if I know a sale is happening and it's time sensitive, I'm going to post it on the community page of my YouTube channel because I don't want you to miss the sale. So for instance, like these Fire Oops tail hooks, that sale is happening, and so you can check that out, but that's more like daily time sensitive. So I don't want you guys to miss out. If there's a sale happening, it might be like it's only happening today, I'm going to post it onto the YouTube community tab, so you make sure that you go ahead and take a look at it, whether or not I'm an affiliate or not. Now, lastly, you might have heard some of your people talk about I'm an affiliate or this, use this link. And if you don't know, all it means is that we have reached out to the company, and depending on the company, either you interview with them, they take a look at your YouTube channel, you talk to them about what you do, what you feature on your channels, or sometimes you get an invitation. And sometimes, but not always, they will say, okay, you can be an affiliate. So if you see someone's got an affiliate link, sometimes that means that we will get a little commission. So if you follow that link, then we get a little commission, but it's zero to you. Basically, the company says, hey, you're like a good advertiser. You're here to promote our product. And if you talk about our product, so it's free advertising for them. And then we just get a little bit of a bump like that. But it doesn't cost anything to you. Basically, the affiliate money comes out of their advertiser dollars. So I just wanted to clear that up because some people are like, what does that mean? You're not paying any more by using any one of our affiliate links, whether you go to me, Cinnamon Stitches, Juan the Yarn Addict, and Creative Grandma. It's just that, we get a little bit of a bump, and it just helps to support the channel. It doesn't, I don't make enough to support my habit of the yarn and all that kind of stuff, but, it helps a little bit. So it helps me to then, of course, what I do is I just go out and I buy more yarn, more hooks, more whatever, and then I feature them and show you guys. So that's how that works. That's all I have for today, but I do have some yarn hauls that are coming in. Thank you guys so much for all your encouragement on that Italian cashmere cardigan that I'm going to be making on my Addy knitting machine. I'm a little bit nervous about that getting started, but I'm about ready to launch into it. So I will show you that progress as well. But thanks for your feedback on that. I really do appreciate it. I am going to be making a garment of some kind, a dress, a cardigan. I'm not sure what, but I'm asking your opinion. So if you go over to the communities tabs page on my YouTube channel, it'll show you the 3 different options that I have and the yarn that I was going to use, and you guys can choose. I'm probably not going to use that yarn because I think it's too thick for what I wanted to do. Somebody was nice enough to come in and say, I've made stuff with that yarn and it's so warm that I even have a hard time walking my dogs in it. And I'm like, ooh, I was going to go to a concert. That's probably not a good idea. So I'm still making the garment. I'm just not going to be using that yarn. But when I finally figure it out and decide, I'll come here and I'll tell you what I made. So go over there and vote and let me know your thoughts. It has the different yarns. Don't look at the yarns because I'm not going to use that, but then choose the different outfits. I think I know what I'm going to want. I think I'm going with a dress. That seems to be the popular choice right now. The Brit, funny enough, didn't like the dress. He had another dress in mind. I'm like, but we'll see. Maybe his comment, maybe his vote will matter. Maybe it won't. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm just saying, go over there, take a look at it. Thank you again. Thank you again to all of our new friends. Thank you to Juan and his mom for finding me and for mentioning me, and for all of our new people. I love that you're here, and I hope you find that we're having a lot of fun here as well. Because, that's all I do. We talk about yarn, we talk about crochet, we talk about knitting, we talk about hooks, needles, whatever. All the information of all the different things I've talked about today are going to be located in the notes below. So check out the Fire sale or the We Crochet if you're interested. And my fun little bag thing. This guy is amazing. All of it included. Different sales I'm going to tell you about. All right, so I got more coming up this week. I always do. Thanks so much for watching. This is Kimberly with Knit for Brains. Tell your friends, send them over. I'd love to have them here. We have fun here. This is Kimberly with Knit for Brains, and as always, I'll see you soon.